Oh, Raleigh, so good to see you again. My friend Debra and I have been waiting for you, and we welcome you once again to your backyard. My name is Robert Courts, and I'm your host, and I guarantee you Raleigh is the best place to live, work, and play. And a lot of that is in part due to my guest today, Debra Hyson. Debra, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Robert.
Debra is the executive director of the Raleigh LGBT Chamber of Commerce. She is also self-employed herself, but she's here today on behalf of the chamber. And Debra, will you share a little bit of the backstory of what the chamber is and how it came to be?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking, Robert. So the Raleigh's LGBT Chamber of Commerce started in 2008 as the RBPN, which was the Raleigh Business and Professional Network. So we've now taken on both names because we want to maintain that we're still a business and professional networking group, as well as Raleigh's LGBT Chamber of Commerce. In 2008, when they started, the economy and the community in Raleigh was a little bit different than it is in 2020, a little bit less accepting. And so the group was sort of undercover. You wouldn't know we were a gay group or an LGBT group. Our logo was very black and blue. And if you looked at it, there was nothing that kind of screamed the gay colors. And there was nothing that identified us unless you went into our mission statement or in the bylaws to know that we were an LGBT group. I have to say, as the 2016 elections took place, we decided as a board and as a group that it was really time to show the power of the rainbow dollar. And so we had already been an affiliate of the National Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce. We had just never changed our name. So at that time, we went ahead and we became Raleigh's LGBT Chamber of Commerce. And we've been doing or adding in more commerce or chamber activities to what we're doing. Including it with that was joining with the group SAGE, which is the senior arm of the LGBT community out of the LGBT Center of Raleigh. And we were planning a joint expo, which was going to be the first and largest LGBT lifestyle expo to take place in the Triangle.
I was very excited.
It was going to be phenomenal, and it will be. We just haven't rescheduled it yet. We want to make sure that all of our members and anybody coming to visit us would absolutely have a safe space. And I don't feel we can ensure that at this point. Everything's too unknown with COVID-19.
Let me get back to that, certainly. I admire the way you have taken the high road on that, but you did a lot of research before you planned your expo. Can you tell us a little bit of that backstory? Because you really dug into it, really.
Absolutely. So in June or July of 2018, SAGE had an expo, which was a seniors expo, which was really geared just for the senior community. And I attended that. It was at the Senior Center in Whitaker Mills. They had about 40 or 50 vendors there. And I have to say they knocked it out of the park. It was very professional from the moment you walked in, walking around. Everything was laid out beautifully. You wouldn't know this was their first expo. You think it would have been their 10th or 20th because it just was phenomenal. And I think probably a month after that, Joe Wheeler, who was the head of SAGE at the time, approached me and asked me if I wanted to do a joint expo with him. And an expo had always been on our bucket list, but something I had never participated in before. So the idea of starting that on my own never really came to the front. But when he asked me if I wanted to do a joint one, I was like, well, of course, yes, because now I would just take the ball that they had running and we could improve on it and change things. So it seemed like a perfect match. We both went back to our respective boards, got the buy-in, and then we proceeded with that. From there, I went ahead and basically went expo shopping. So I went to about 10 different expos between Raleigh and Charlotte. Just to see what other people were doing. So these were LGBT expos, they were business expos, they were travel expos. I didn't really care about the content. It was really the setup, the display, what people had. And so from each of those, I made notes on what I liked and what I didn't like, what they knocked out of the park, what I wanted to include. And then I brought that back to the expo board. And I basically said, here are all the things that I think we should be doing. And at that time, I think we had maybe $2,000 in seed money that the chamber had put in to basically start. And we said, if we raise enough money, we'll take the money back. And if we don't, it's a donation to the expo. And at that time, I had our, accountant types basically saying, no, Deb, you can't do this. We've only got $2,000 in the bank. And I'm like, well, that's now.
Yeah.
That doesn't faze me at all. I'm not bogged down by the details. I'm an idea person, and these are fabulous ideas. And then I had our marketing person with me who had even more ideas, which more ideas come with a price tag. And then they're like, you guys can't do this. We don't have the money. And I finally had to say, please don't ever tell me what I can't do. Just tell me how much money I need to raise, because we will raise the money because the vision is there and we need to make this vision come true. And the one thing I really just wanted was the absolute most fabulous expo you've ever seen in North Carolina. And we were actually at that point, and right up until COVID-19, everything was playing out so that we could basically do everything I envisioned and everything my marketing person envisioned. And it was all coming together fabulously. We will reschedule it at some point once we have a better handle on COVID-19. And at that point, I think it'll even be better because now we're going to have more time to do more add-ins of other things.
Well, let me speak to that real quick, Deborah. So here's how you and I met. Been promoting self-employed entrepreneurs, love them. And I hear from my friend Terry of this upcoming expo. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, another expo. No, you need to come meet Debra. Another expo. I'll meet her. We met at Rockstar Connect, who we've spoken with downtown. And I tried to sign up right there on the spot, as I recall. And the groups you had, the layout, the plan, it looked like so much fun.
It was going to be an absolute festival day.
Yes.
There was going to be a lot of opportunity for people to connect with anybody with any stage of your life. So whether you were just newly out in the LGBT community, whether you were newly a parent and just having a child, you were an entrepreneur, you were a business person, you were somebody getting to retirement, you were switching jobs, you were needing hospice care. There was going to be something for everybody at this expo, and it was going to be truly fabulous. We had a lot of great people and who are signed up, and we still have the majority of our sponsors who are still behind us, and the majority of the exhibitors have stayed on and just said, hey, hold on to our spot whenever you rebook it, which I thought was phenomenal. We don't have a date, and they're like, we're still in.
Right. I'm waiting. I'm just, but let me speak to this, Debra. You've said it before we got on air, but you're dead set on making sure that this is a safe event. And that
Absolutely. So the LGBT community is known to be at higher risk than the average population. And that could be attributed to many factors, but it could be an autoimmune issue. You could have diabetes, you could have COPD, you could have so many things. And so the one thing we want to make sure is that it's going to be absolutely safe. We don't want to put on an event just to go through, just to say that we've had it. We want to put on an event that's going to be safe, where you'll get information, where you'll make contacts, and where you'll truly enjoy the day and you'll walk away just wowed.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. So I got my ear to the ground. As soon as I hear, I'll also be shouting it and telling my friends to save the date. Tell me a little bit more, if you would, please, in the remaining minutes about the LGBT Chamber. How many members do you have, for example?
Currently, we have in the 600 range of paid membership. We've got about twice as many people on our Facebook page who look at what we're doing, but we have a paid membership of around 600 people. At any given event that we do, we have between 40 to 60 people that generally come, other than when we had the expo. I guess it was a pre-expo sort of announcement. We had about 120 people who came to that event as a social networking fundraiser. Pretty much what we've been doing since 2008 is 2 events per month. On the second Wednesday of every month, we have a dinner meeting with a speaker, and that speaker is generally somebody from the Triangle area. They may be LGBT, they may just be somebody of interest. So we've had the Attorney General, Josh Stein, come speak to us. We've had the mayor of Carrboro, Lydia Lavelle, who's also a professor at Duke, come talk to us. We've had the chief of police come talk to us. We've had several senators, representatives. We've had doctors, we've had people come talk to us about architecture. So we've had a wide variety of speakers over the years. Generally, those are very well received, and we average about 50 people at the dinner meetings. Currently, we've been having the meetings at Cantina 18 in Cameron Village. We have the
Yeah.
entire second floor, and Jason Smith and everybody at Canteen has been fabulous with us. We moved there from Seaboard 18 before they closed that, so we've been with him for a long time. And
Thank you for keeping it local.
they absolutely keep it local, and they do a great job taking care of us. We love that relationship with them. And on the fourth Wednesday of every month, we have a social. Our socials move around to a different location every month. So 12 times a year, we're at new locations. It's generally a restaurant and bar where you can get food and get a drink. And those are a little bit less formal. So you just come and leave when you want, pay for whatever you eat or drink. It's a great opportunity to network with other business people or other professionals, or just, sort of hang out, have a social.
Still sign up now if I'm not a member?
You're absolutely welcome to sign up. And I always tell people the membership committee hates me, but you don't have to sign up. We welcome visitors to come to any of our events. There's never a pressure to join as a member. And the membership committee does hate me because I'll always say the same thing. Don't join. Come hang out with us. Come network with us. Come see if it's a fit for you, whether you're a part of the LGBT community or whether you're an ally. Come see if it works for you, if the timing's right, if the group is right, if you see the need, or if you appreciate what's going on, then you can think about joining us. But don't bother looking at the membership page right off because it might not be for you for whatever reason. We find that we get actually a lot more members I find anyway, by not pushing membership.
Right.
Yes, we care about it, but at the end of the day, we're a nonprofit. So whether we have 50 members, 600 members, or 6,000, it doesn't really matter to me. What actually matters are the people who come to the events, that they're finding value. And overwhelmingly, we see that people do find value there.
I think that's quite evident. I'm going to disagree with Debra for a minute and say do sign up right now during the COVID-19. It's going to end. They're going to pick up and you're going to be wowed. So if you've ever thought about it, and not to dish other chambers, but this chamber is especially welcome. Every time I go or chat, you really feel like you're in a room full of friends. And that comes from somebody who doesn't naturally go into a room full of friends. So, Debra, you also mentioned there might be a space or two on the board if you really wanted to get involved.
There absolutely is. So in July, our board changes over. This year, I believe we have 3, I'm not on the nominations committee, but I believe we have 3 available seats. The nominations committee has formed and they're out there interviewing people and trying to find the best fit. Absolutely, if anybody's interested in joining the board, I encourage them to reach out. You can go to our website, which is the Raleigh LGBT Chamber.org. If you go to either the information or contact us, it'll give you the email address, and you can just email that you're interested in being on the board or being considered for a board position, or you're also welcome to nominate somebody who you think would make a good board member. And we do have a special call at the moment. I would love to find somebody with some marketing background to help our marketing team, because right now we have a marketing team, but the person behind our marketing is a one-woman force. She's done a phenomenal job, but I would love to have a second person with the actual skill and background to help her out.
Did you hear that, Raleigh, Wake County? All that and more is in the Raleigh LGBT Chamber of Commerce. If you're a marketing expert or you want to volunteer on the board or just join and be a part of a great group of people, all you have to do is reach out to them on their website. Debra, I wish we had more time, but unfortunately, I've got tea. And but I wanted to thank you and say I really appreciate all you do for Raleigh. You help make this such a great place to live, work, and play.
Thank you, Robert, and thank you for having me on this morning and giving me the opportunity to give a little plug for the chamber.
Happy to do it. We'll do it again soon. And I think I'm going to now expand my booth at the Expo. I'm very excited. And
one last little plug. I would like to offer to all of our members and our Facebook friends and any viewers, if you would like to be sitting in this chair and be interviewed by Robert and promote your business, he's a very good friend of mine. I'll be happy to put you in touch and put in a good word, but they love doing this. And you could be in this spot promoting your business during COVID-19 or any time. Please get in touch with him.
Debra, thank you. Absolutely. Friends and friends of friends. We love all of you. Thank you, Raleigh. All this and more is in your backyard. And Debra, we'll wave them off. Bye, Raleigh. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye, Robert. Thank you.